a face that is definitely not the warm, friendly smile she greeted me with earlier. When we get to the restaurant, there's not enough space for us all, so we push 2 tables together. Ty and I sit next to each other, and Toya sits across from him. Amani is across from me next to Asher. Sadie and Jackson are at the counter ordering their food. A girl named Lynn is with them. Lynn has been to the house a few times, mostly for Inspire Harlem meetings. She wears her hair low to her scalp and has always the biggest hoop earrings on. Every time I see her, I think we should go shopping together. I like her style. Ty stands and says to me, "Tell me what you want and I'll get it." "I want you." Let me see, I say, and I look the menu over. I already know what I want. The hot mess burger. This deliciousness is 2 hamburger patties, onions, pickles, and special sauce, topped with pickled cherry pepper, bacon relish, American cheese, and a smoky chipotle mayonnaise. But I have to keep up my vegetarian diet in front of Ty. There is nothing else on the menu that I want. I refuse to get a kale salad at a burger joint. And I've had a veggie burger once. Well, I should say I tasted a veggie burger. One bite and I threw the rest away. "I think I'll just get a side of fries," I tell Ty. "Are you sure? And a chocolate milkshake," I say, even though I really want to go ahead and add the burger. I have only known Ty for a few hours and I'm already giving up a lot for him. Toya says, I'm getting the veggie burger and I'll go up with you. I have a few special requests, so I'll just order it myself." She stands from the table and walks with Ty to the counter. I watch them standing next to each other and see that how Toya laughs. She leans into Ty, holds onto his arm like she needs him to keep her standing. It takes them a while, but finally they come back to the table with our food. They both have veggie burgers. Toya's with extra pickles, sourdough bread instead of the bun, and a side of special sauce. They both have sweet potato fries. I slowly eat mine, the whole time imagining I was eating a steak. It could be worse. Thai could be vegan. Top 3 foods I can't live without. Number 1, meat. Goat, beef, pork, chicken, lamb, duck. Prepared all the ways. Grilled, fried, baked, stewed, seared, braised. On a stick, on the bone, off the bone, shredded, chunk, sliced, ground. It's not a meal if there's no meat. Ice cream. Imagine it. No hot fudge sundaes or thick scoops of strawberry packed on a waffle cone. Only watery, cold globs pretending to be dessert worth eating. And let's be clear, this goes for sorbet and gelato and frozen yogurt and smoothies too. There is nothing, absolutely nothing as good as the real thing. If you want ice cream, nothing else will do. Number 3, cheese. Cheese makes everything better. Burgers, sandwiches, scrambled eggs, crackers, bread. My specialty to make is a grilled cheese sandwich, and cheese is good all by itself. Ever had string cheese for a snack? Ever had melted cheese ooze onto the wrapper of a burger? That's the best part sometimes, savoring each single bit of it. And I know there are cheese substitutes, but does vegan cheese even melt the same way? Does it stretch like an accordion when you pull a slice of pizza from the box? No, I don't think so. We are just about finished eating, and the restaurant isn't as crowded now that it's late into the night. We spread out and take up even more space. Then Sadie says, "Okay, birthday girl, it's time for your song." We sing Happy Birthday to Amani the traditional way and then Stevie's version. The whole restaurant joins in because this is Harlem and strangers have no problem joining in on a celebration. I try not to laugh at Amani, who is struggling to drink her thick milkshake without a straw. It keeps getting onto her nose and she refuses to get a straw, not even the paper ones that are the alternative. Toya has one of those, but she can't drink through it though because the shake is too thick, and so she is letting it sit for a while to thin out. Amani sets her shake down and says, "So, anyone notice the songs on the playlist that Marcy put together for tonight's intermission? Miss Laurie's going to have something to say about that for sure." Toya nods her head, eating the last bit of her fries. "Oh my goodness, I was so embarrassed. What was Marcy thinking?" "What was wrong with the music tonight?" I ask. And why did I ask that? All of them looked at me like I had just asked the most ridiculous question, except for Sadie. Sadie and I have similar taste in music and movies, so most of our conversations start with, "Have you seen?" or "Have you heard?" Toya says, "First of all, our name is Inspire Harlem, so maybe it would have been a good idea to have some kind of inspirational songs. Not songs with vulgar lyrics that actually undermine the work we are trying to do and always stand for." Sadie gives me a look, telling me not to push it. I should take her advice and just let them talk because I am not a part of Inspire Harlem, so why should I care? But for some reason, I keep talking. But all the songs were edited versions. What's the. If it needs to be an edited version, maybe it doesn't need to be played, Lynn says. That sounds like something my grandmother would say. It's okay, Nala, you wouldn't understand, Amani says. What's that supposed to mean? Well, being a part of Inspire Harlem means we've had to take workshops about how to read the media and how to see all the messages that music, commercials, and even the news are sending us. Lynn jumps in, as if I needed more explanation. We've discussed how capitalism has made us go after things that we don't need and how music sometimes reinforces those toxic ideals. And now Toya wants to teach me something. So, like, it's not just the music, but the videos and everything that goes into the production of it. Think about how the women of those videos look. It is very rare that a woman has natural hair or is big, as in fat, not thick, Amani adds. Right, so like you straightening your hair, wearing makeup all of your life, you've been given messages telling you that you have to do that to be beautiful. I get it. I used to be the same way. But when you know better, you do better. Or when you have freedom, you are free to do what you want with your body and your hair, I say. And I didn't need a special program to tell me that. All right, let's talk about something else, Sadie says finally. Yeah, let's drop it. Amani looks at me, an apology in her eyes. I look away. I didn't mean to start anything, Amani says, but there's no stopping because Toya has more to say. She keeps going on about how the songs on Marcy's playlist were reinforcing harmful beauty standards and full of misogynistic lyrics. Sadie rolls her eyes and I smile at her. I know at least 2 songs that were played tonight are songs Sadie loves. At least someone at this table agrees with me. Ty, Asher, and Jackson haven't said anything. You don't have an opinion on this? I ask them. I'm just trying to listen more. I wanted you all to speak first, Asher says, pointing to us girls. He puts his hand on Amani's leg. She scoots closer to him and rests her head on his shoulder. I feel like maybe there's a hidden camera somewhere, and at any moment they're all going to start laughing and telling me they're just kidding. That this is some kind of social justice, how woke are you prank. But no, Asher continues. I've been raised on those images and lyrics, and yeah, they're degrading to women, even the edited versions. I'm not gonna lie, I still listen to problematic songs, but not as much as I used to, and I definitely wouldn't have played that mix at the event we had tonight. Ty nods. I'm surprised Miss Laurie let it go on. Jackson doesn't say anything, and I think it's because he disagrees, or maybe he doesn't have a strong opinion either way. He just keeps eating, keeping his mouth so full he doesn't have to talk. Toya balls her napkin up and puts it on top of her half-eaten burger. You should enjoy Inspire Harlem, Nala. You'd learn a lot. Not if it's going to stop me from listening to all the music I love. No, thank you. I lean back and I force, uh, I'll think about it, smile. And then Sadie changes the subject and they all start gossiping about Inspire Harlem drama. Who wasn't there tonight? Who might be getting kicked out of the program because they haven't completed enough community service hours? I don't think I've said a word for the past 15 minutes, so I pull out my phone and pretend to be looking at something important. I can't even read what's on my screen because all I can think about is what Imani said. How she's been treating me how she's been treating me just because I disagree with her on certain things doesn't mean I don't understand. If it wasn't her birthday, I'd get up and leave. And we still haven't talked about what she meant when she said, "It's never about what I want." What do you mean by that? Ty scoots closer to me, snatches my phone out of my hands. Are you always this quiet? No, it's just that no one's talking to me. I grab my phone back. Sorry, they just tend to get caught up with Inspire Harlem stuff when we're all together. It took me a while to feel a part of the group, too. Who says I'm trying to be part of this group? So, what do you want to talk about? Ty asks. I want to know if you like Toya as much as she likes you because she clearly likes you, but I can't tell if you like her too. I don't know. That's a weird question. Is it? Conversation should just happen naturally. I just can't come up with a topic to talk about. That feels forced. Okay, okay, Ty says. He is silent for just a moment and then he says, so tell me more about the program you volunteer for. What's the name again? I never told you a name because there was no name. Sugar Hill Senior Living. That's the name of the residence. Most of the people living there are all on their own. They cook and they take care of themselves. They go as they please. but there are some who have assisted living. Anyone who lives there can attend the programs I do. It's just a small thing for in the lounge. We don't have like an official name for it. I'm talking low to make sure Imani doesn't hear me, but she is so into her conversation with everyone else, I think I'm the last person on her mind. Ty says, "What you're doing doesn't sound small to me. It's a big deal to be company for people who need it. I'm sure they love having you. You should come up with a name that could make it even more special." Great. I have Ty's attention, and all he can talk about is old people doing arts and crafts with me. Really? Before I can answer him, Imani stands up. "Ready to go?" she asks, caught in a long yawn. We all stand up and leave Harlem Shake. We've been in the air conditioning so long that I forgot how hot it is outside. We walk into Harlem Steam, and Sadie, Jackson, and Lynn are the first to say goodbye. They cross the street towards Fifth Avenue. Toya gives us all a hug, but holds on to Ty the longest. She walks to the left and turns one more time to say goodbye, but I think this last wave is just to Ty. Amani, Asher, and I head home. Ty walks with us. I walk slow on purpose, wanting to be beside Ty as long as I can. Amani is in front of us, holding hands with Asher. They've been dating for 2 years. At first, Aunt Ebony and Uncle Randy weren't too excited about their daughter dating anyone. But Asher won them over once they realized he was just as serious about his grades and integrity as he was about having a girlfriend. Asher has become a part of the family. He's over for dinner at least once a week. I watch them walk hand in hand, and I wonder if I will ever have that. Amani has always had someone to love and be loved by. Always a boy flirting with her, asking her for her number. Her first kiss was when we were in the 6th grade. I remember because I was the one on lookout duty, had to make sure no teachers were walking by. The two of them had snuck off around the back of the school building while we were outside for recess. "Don't tell," Amani said afterward. I never did. I want to strike up a conversation with Ty, but I don't know what to say, so I go to the generic question I always ask when there's too much silence. "What are you thinking about?" I ask. "Naming your program." "What?" I'm trying to think of a good name. I'm pretty good at brainstorming this kind of stuff. Whenever Ty's shoulder brushes against mine, I feel an ocean flood my heart. I'd much rather talk about something more interesting, something true, but he keeps going. "So what if the name is a reference to the time you spent together? Like, if it's an hour, it could be the Sugar Hill Arts and Crafts Hour," Ty said. "But that's too simple. We can do better than that. It's just the first one off the dome." "I like that idea." I play along. "What about Sugar Hill Art Studio?" "That's better, but let's keep thinking," he says. "Maybe instead of art studio, you call it open studio, since you do more than just art in that space. Don't you do yoga and storytelling too?" Oh yeah, I forgot I said that. He knows my fake program better than I do. "I like that. What about the open studio at Sugar Hill Residence?" I say. "Perfect," Ty says. And then he asks for my phone number. I give it to him. "I want to come check it out. Here's my number. Text me and let me know when it's okay to drop by." And just like that, I have a name for my pretend volunteer program, and I'm a vegetarian. And I have the phone number of the cutest guy and maybe the nicest I've ever met. I'm not sure how or if I can keep this new me up, but I sure am going to try. 4 secrets I've told Amani that I've never told. 1. That Amani kissed a boy in the 6th grade in the back of the school building between the trash bins and the rusted desks that had been tossed out. 2. That Amani snuck out of the house once to meet up with Asher and came back just as the sun was waking up, just before Aunt Ebony knocked on her bedroom door to say, "Rise, shine." 3. That sometimes Amani uses Inspire Harlem events as an excuse to spend time with Asher. Sometimes the days end earlier than she admits. Sometimes the special project she's working on is him. And number 4, that the day after she kissed the boy in the 6th grade, he tried to kiss me. I wouldn't let him, but I wanted to. I wanted to be wanted. Wanted to know what it felt like to be Amani for a day.